Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, word to my brethren in Long Island, New York. Shout out to Long Island, New York. And speaking of Long Island, New York, Joe Smith Jr. 10 days from the time I'm shooting this video, he'll be taking on Sullivan Barrera in what's now to date his toughest opponent. Um, at the Forum in Inglewood, trying to recapture some magic where Magic used to dish the rock. Ooh, just being stupid. But Joe Smith Jr., man, I admire him because, he's come from obscurity, much like Julius Ndongo. He's come from obscurity. He's had to earn his way to where he currently is in boxing. And he still has some time to go, and he's established himself as one of the top 10 best light heavyweights in the world. There's no debating that now with two knockout victories over Fonfara and Bernard Hopkins. And now he's fighting Barrera, who has been getting better and better with time under coach Derek Santos. He is coming off a good performance his last fight against Paul Parker. So Joe Smith Jr. Had some quotes that I wanted to get into because, oftentimes we applaud these guys who are divas, who have big mouths, and we give them shine on this channel. And I know a lot of other YouTube channels give them shine, like guys like Adrian Broner, guys like Tyson Fury. Guys are just big mouths in general. Maybe guys that do way too much talking sometimes. Here we got Joe Smith Jr., a quiet, mild-mannered, hardworking, blue-collar guy, knows the value of a dollar, knows the value of hard work, and has earned everything he's ever gotten in this sport. And he's coming out with a very important message, and I want to read it to you guys right here. He says, I quote, every fight gets you a step closer, and I'm just waiting for my shot. Hopefully, that is the case when I beat this guy. I hope I get Sergey Kovalev, Andre Ward, Adonis Stevenson, or somebody. And that's what it is, man. So he's calling these guys out by name. He's telling the world that, hey, I'm Joe Smith Jr. I'm a former construction worker. I got dynamite in both hands, and I want to fight the best light heavyweights in the world. I've beaten Fonfara, I've beaten Hopkins, and I want to prove to the world that I'm one of the best out there. And he's calling out the big guns, the guys that we know to be, just the class of the division, the Andre Wards, the Sergey Kovalevs, the Adonis Stevensons, the guys that will get you recognized should you beat them. So I admire Joe Smith for that because a lot of guys will say they want to do something, but they won't do it. But you can believe this guy will because of how he's already got here and his background, And I want to kind of challenge some people, and I want to call out some guys in the LDBC. If you guys don't know what the LDBC is, it stands for Lions Den Boxing Community, and it's a sub community of the YTBC because they are under the YTBC. It's a sub community of the YTBC that basically it's a bunch of channels where they only support black fighters for the most part. They only support black fighters, and they're rather racist. So with that being said, they always talk about supporting the American fighter. We got to support the American fighters when it's convenient for Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr., which, obviously we should support those guys. Those guys are tremendous fighters. Absolutely. I support the Errol Spences. I support the Terrence Crawfords because they know they are good fighters and they do their thing in the ring. But will those same people skip behind Joe Smith Jr., a guy who has earned where he's at in boxing, came from a hard background as far as, his job with construction and stuff like that, beat Fonfara, top 10 light heavyweight, beat Bernard Hopkins in more dominating fashion than anybody, albeit he was 52, but still embarrassed him, knocking him out the ring. Joe Smith Jr. deserves respect, and I want to know if they will support him, because he is white, and sometimes boxing being very tribal, people's races get in the way. So I want to know if they'll support Joe Smith Jr. But that's besides the point. I like the message he's sending to fighters that hey, I want to prove that I'm a true champion. I want the best out there, and after I beat Barrera, who by the way, Barrera himself is no slouch, so should it be Barrera, that'll be a great win for him. And then I think he should. I think if he beats Barrera, the winner of this fight should get a title shot at Ward or Stevenson, one of those types of guys, because they've earned it. Barrera's beating some good dudes. Beat the hell out of Shabransky, beat up Paul Parker. If he beats Joe Smith, that's another good name to have. And then for the Smith side of things, you have Hopkins and then Fonfara. So either one of these guys, I think, is worthy of a title shot. Two of the more worthy contenders in boxing right now, if you ask me. But yeah, man, Joe Smith Jr. pretty much saying that I'm on a quest and I want to fight the best guys out there. I'm trying to get a world title shot. So if I got to beat the best guys to get there, that's what I'm gonna do. And all respect to him. This is what a true fighter should be doing: calling out the best, and having the track record to back that up. You can say you want to fight the best, but if you've been fighting cherries and overmatched guys your whole career, we can't really believe you. But we can believe in Joe Smith, a guy that had to go in as an underdog against Monfara, stopped him 1 round, went in as just a cherry picked opponent, and embarrassed Bernard Hopkins, probably worse than any fighter has ever. So with that being said, I wish Joe Smith nothing but luck in the next 10 days. In his fight against Sullivan Barrera, I really don't have the guy I'm rooting for in that fight. I think both fighters are tremendous. I think both guys deserve world title shots, and I just want to see a good fight. Hope the best man win. But yeah, that's the news. Joe Smith Jr. saying that he's on a quest for a world title shot, and he wants to fight the best guys out there: Ward, Kovalev, Stevenson. Even though he didn't say their names, Beterbiev, Vazdik. I'm sure he'll fight those guys too. Joe Smith's a true champion, even without a belt. So Joe goes to show you, man. Joe Smith, regardless of having a belt, he's showing you guys that hey, you can be a champion without a belt, and I think in boxing that's very much true. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just giving Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.